Every day around 4:30, I wait to see, refreshing the COVID tracking project's daily sort of roundup of how bad COVID has gotten. And the report for yesterday is apocalyptic. It makes the past days that we considered horrible look like fairy tales now. States reported 1.4 million new tests, which is good, but we were supposed to be at like 3 million tests back like 6 months ago. So 144,000 cases, an all-time high. Now, really fast, I know that there are other sources that put it even higher. Johns Hopkins, I think, has. I go with COVID just because they have their methodology. It might not be quite right, but at least it's consistent with past days, so we can see the growth. You have over 65,000 people hospitalized. You have, let's see, 1,421 deaths, the most deaths for several months now, pushing the 7-day average back above 1,000. 144,000 cases, 60 was considered horrifying back when that happened, and now that's nothing. And Ida, I know that we just had the election and we're worried about a coup. I know there's lots of things going on, but I don't feel like we're acting as if things are twice as bad as they were a couple months ago.
No, because the news cycle, the way that this works, and that is why it is important for people to turn to places like this so that they can get information about what's really happening in the country, because the mainstream media is going with what's the hot topic of the Whoopi Goldberg's take on something than it is that human beings are dying. But it's just a friendly reminder of this country's toxic capitalism, because the majority of the people who are dying are Black and brown essential workers in lower socioeconomic communities, that America doesn't value them the way that they value everybody else. Because we kept hearing about all of the people from Ben Carson was the last one who was part of these COVID rallies that Donald Trump kept having. And they cared about those people because those people matter, because they're part of the elite group. And at the end of the day, elitists care about elitists. And it doesn't matter what side of the political aisle they are. Money sticks with money. But we are sitting here watching in real time people who are lacking resources that are showing up for us, even in this pandemic, losing their lives. And we don't talk about it. And it's getting worse, and it's gonna be horrible in the colder months. They said this in February, they said it in March, they said it in April, and no one was listening. And now here we are again after these major, look at it in Indiana, they had all of this, they resumed business, and now they have to shut down in the areas where people are. And mind you, those are also poor white people who are dying. Because I have to remind white people that are sometimes jumping on these bandwagons is that you are poor. And when you are poor, you matter to them just as much as people of color and people in marginalized groups. And now they're suffering, and they're still waiting on this magic school bus to come. And I say school bus, the short one, to come rescue them.
Yeah, and no help is coming. I mean, when you look at the White House, Trump isn't doing his job anymore. Not specifically just not doing COVID.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I just say this? I'm sorry to cut you off. And I know I'm being obnoxious, but this has been on my soul for the last couple of days. Donald Trump tweeted about numbers. Every single time he tweeted about numbers that had to do with election numbers and not casualties of coronavirus in this country. That should let you know that he doesn't care about the people in this country. He cares about power. Look at his Twitter feed. He's bigging up the Virginia governor, Big John, Big Jeb, whatever his name, Boss Hog, whatever y'all want to call him. He's bigging up these people. And people are dying in real time. He is not acknowledging the deaths, the unemployment, the homelessness, the evictions. All he keeps talking about is this election and how the media has turned on him. That should let you know how much he cares about the people of the country.
Exactly. Yeah, he's tweeted more, today about Fox ratings than about the fact that we're experiencing skyrocketing cases. Mike Pence, who remember is like sort of in charge of the COVID thing, as the numbers were going up over the past few days, he announced that he was going on vacation. Now that vacation has been canceled, but not because of this. It's because he needs to be involved in the fight to, overthrow the outcome of the election. So they're done. Trump hasn't been to one of these COVID meetings in literally months. I don't know if anything is being done right now. Like if we could go through the White House, check in every meeting room, would anyone be talking about COVID? I don't see any reason to believe that they would right now. Things are getting bad. As Ida pointed out, geographically, it's changing, for the worse for some areas. You can take a look here at the different regions, and the COVID tracking project shows that more people are now dying across the Midwest than even at the peak of the summer surge in the South. So take a look at that second block, the Midwest. Those numbers on the right-hand side of it are going up so fast. And you can see regional cases per 1 million people. If we go to this next one, you're gonna see the Midwest is just being devastated. Now, all of the regions are going up, including the West here. California's experienced a lot of cases. It's going up everywhere, but those are not the same curves. The Midwest is skyrocketing, and they're not doing anything. They're not wearing masks, they're not socially distancing. They're trying to pretend that it's not happening is not going to save your life. That is clear. And the 1,400 today, God only knows in a week what that number is gonna be. If we're 144,000 cases today, what is that dark winter that's being predicted going to look like? When we see these numbers, remember the last time, the second wave of the first wave, the numbers started going up, and what happened? People talked about it a lot. They started changing their behavior. I don't see that happening this time. And it still got bad the last time. If we don't change our behavior, God only knows how many millions of people, or sorry, how many people are going to end up getting this, just by inauguration, let alone by the time we're done with this thing.
Also the misinformation that was given to people when Donald Trump allegedly had COVID-19 and his recovery, because remember, those people are the people who laud him for being so strong and powerful, but without realizing and understanding the type of resources that he has that they don't have. So I'm no psychologist, but this mass hysteria that's upon us in this country with people who don't believe that it's real. I know people who've recovered from COVID who are still dealing with the after effect and the issues that come with having COVID. It's not a walk in the park for everybody, and everyone who's had it did not have pre-existing conditions. And I know it feels like basic to have to repeat this, but the truth is these conservative media outlets have been picking up stuff with me because I feel like I'm their latest target. If they could just quote me on anything, I would really hope that it would be this: that COVID is real, people are dying, and that it is not something you just get over because you're strong and you can move cattle. Like, we really have to really understand that they don't know genetically how it affects you. And it could be different for anybody, for everyone. And people are still dying. And so they are deluded by this because he allegedly had it and kicked it, and everybody around him kicked it. And then those who like Herman Cain, who died, they don't even acknowledge. So it's really part of their whole the marketing scheme that they have.
Yeah, and the election night party that he had is looking like it was another super spreader thing. So many of the aides and Mark Meadows got it, and this morning, Corey Lewandowski apparently has it too. And as you pointed out, Ben Carson has it. So this is what happens when you don't take any precautions. You spread it. The difference, though, and this is to the point that you've been making throughout the show, is when they get it, they get secret monkey medicine and they'll be fine. They've got a team of doctors watching them every second of every day, making sure that they're gonna be okay. None of the people going to the rallies are gonna get that. There's no helicopter waiting for them. There's no special serums or antibodies or anything like that. The people that are dying are regular people. They're not the economic elites that are dying. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.